Right, so welcome back to Big Money number 8. We need more science, so we already took that contract in the last episode. We're gonna go plant another flag on Minmus. Here we even have a contract to science some data off the surface, and we'll get a science boost from that one. Observational survey. 5,200. So that we basically need to be in a flight, so I don't want to do that. Rescue someone from orbit. Well, I'm happy with the tasking I have, because I'm still lacking in the technology department. So we got either the small lander can or the big one. At this point, we have these engines and these tanks. So now we have the RCS, the monoprop, and the extra command modules to help us keep bigger ships in line. So we can actually start getting away with building bigger ships. So one of the fun things that we could do now is an Apollo style moon mission where we keep a ship in orbit as a command center and we have a landing stage. But said landing stage needs to return to the ship. So if we'd be to do something like so, we need to start with this capsule. We could have a 3 crews and then use the smaller lander can to get our crew down and back safely. This one is a 2 crew and a 1 crew. 2 crew could have a scientist on board for science. So we could end up making this interesting. So we would need to build our lander can first if we're going to take the big one. These would be some pretty big engines. That one is still pretty big. And what do we have for landing legs? I want to try and cut back on the weight and everything as much as I can. So if we pop 4 of these, so we can't go lower than that, so this engine would be no good. So one thing we could do is probably find a way to attach these smaller engines here, these one here, the Terriers, or we could just use the Tuds. But the Tuds seems a little bit excessive for what we need to do. And we still need to keep a spot for a ladder. Since we can ditch this craft, we don't need to return it. these instead of these. Oh no, I'm gonna remove these legs for now. I think I'm gonna go with the studs for our lander, but we'll not be using 4. Now we have a problem that's in our window, and if we move them around, it's blocking our ladder. So we might just be limited to 2 tuds. So yeah. Okay, I know I am asking for trouble now, but we'll find out down the line soon enough. Still don't have no docking ports, so that's going to up the difficulty quite a bit. Oh. If I extend this to see how low it goes, a little bit too low, so we can't use that one. This one here, if we extend it, seems to go low enough that we could rise it a bit. Boom. That looks pretty good. So basically this here could be our lander stage. And if we wanted to, just to be safe, we can add some tiny fuel tanks to the sides. So at this point I wouldn't go bigger than this, because it's still going to be at the tip of our ship, but nah. Let's add some RCS instead. This ship seems small enough that it could very well be flown entirely with RCS. I still don't want to obstruct our landing gear or our door. So yeah. I seem confident with this. Confident enough. So, this stage being done, let's call it BM Lander. Okay, 1. So, give it a name. We got to cancel. We got to save it, and now we have basically our lander stage. But now I just noticed that I'm getting ahead of myself, and I haven't put on any lights, any power whatsoever. So just going to want to be doing that right quick. How would these look? Kinda sad, but can't put them on the external tanks, so I'm gonna go with this spot. I'm gonna trade spots with the RCS. since I actually need these if I'm going to land on the dark side or something. Would actually need these to see where I'm landing. So yeah, and if I can fit some small thermals on there without them being in the way of too much stuff, it could be a win. Could this work, or would they get destroyed by the legs? Pretty sure the legs would do a number on them. So here, since there's no moving parts, the RCS jet shouldn't hurt them. But yeah, that's right. These radiators, one thing to keep in mind, they only cool the part of the ship that they're attached to. So if you want an effect that's actually throughout the ship, you'll need these. So I'm gonna go with these now that I think about it. Now our ship's getting kind of crowded. So I might just take advantage of the top here, since it will be under our ship. Well, what's going to be pointing outwards is this. So one way that we could fix this is, we don't have no fairings or nothing, but we still have couplers and structural parts. So since this part lets go of the ship like so, put it like that, and go into structural, could get one of these and actually make a nose for a rocket. And once we want to flip around and actually use the lander stage, we can get rid of this part. So now, basically the only thing that I'm missing on here is solar panels, which I only have the small crappy ones. I'm gonna be putting them down low. Should still provide enough power to the capsule once we land. So yeah, we save that stage. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna save it, start a new one, and now I want to see at which big money number we're at. We had 6, 5.2. Okay, so I guess we're at 7. So let's go to our cockpits, take our capsule that we'll be using out, call it Big Money 7, well, MK7. And to move things along, we saved our other ship. Now we get to come here, save and continue. There's our BM lander MK1, and instead of doing load, we're gonna do merge. So that pops up our whole ship like this, and we get to just slap it onto the nose. So ultimately, this is what we have to get to min this. And the rest of there is this. The bottom part needs to be our ERV, or return vehicle, which is going to be staying in orbit. So I'm guessing we still don't have our heat shields, so we're gonna have to pull off the other trick. Now, okay, I have to think. I'll start off with the coupler. I want to see where I'm at with this confusing staging. Okay, path. Still gonna want to bring this one lower down. Clearly going to be firing this one before this one. But okay, I would call this very ambitious. Very ambitious. Just to make sure I got this part right, I'm going to do a test. I'm going to remove my astronauts just in case. To go back into build, remove this nose piece, and put a probe on it. There you go. It's some way to communicate with said probe. And we're gonna do a small test. There's my cat. Okay, so this one is here. So I just want to see if this whole piece is going to detach. Clearly it was the wrong stage that I fired. So yeah, the whole piece detached. So I got what I wanted to know. I'm going to recover. Okay. Spent some money on it, but oh, here we go. Give me a second, I have a phone call. Ouais, je vais peut-être faire un tour. Je suis après streamer comme c'est là, il faudrait que je finisse qu'est-ce que je fais, mais m'a passé, m'a venir vous rejoindre. Ben, va faire. Allez faire votre spot, puis moi vous appeler, mais que je sois en chemin. Ok. Ciao. So I am back. So let's keep doing this and figuring out what we have to do. But now we are still going to be pushing a lot of weight. So I am going to be sticking some extra fuel tanks to this first stage with extra engines. And hopefully everything's going to work out in my favor to give me a hand. Doing that, I'm going to add command module here. And reminds me to build my re-entry stage. That looks pretty good, and I do want RCS on this ship, so close to the door, but I'm not blocking anything. I could even pull them down a bit. No, let's add some fuel. Let's raise those a bit. I am going to need to spacewalk these guys back into the other capsules since we don't have the docking ports. So yeah, this is totally excessive and unnecessary, but it's big money. If it wouldn't be excessive, it wouldn't be fun. So yeah, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to strut the top part, because it looked like it could be potential weak point. Okay, clearly off center. This looks a lot better. Well, there's a twist in it. Getting stuff to line up sometimes just doesn't want to line up. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now we got these 4 fuel tanks. I'm going to be dropping a little bit lower. I want 4, not 8. About here. Putting 4 of these under these tanks, and if ever the fuel cost is too high, I can always ditch them. So now I want to connect them all together. Do I want to connect them all together? No, not these. Crap. Not these, but put some spare ones. I'm totally asking for trouble here. So these 4 small tanks, smaller tanks anyways, will be our spares for the main. I could even stick these underneath, just go down. So yeah, this is getting out of hand, but I might be super surprised and amazed, and the ship might actually work. So yeah. And we totally need some thermal controls for this. I am basically expecting this thing to overheat like crazy. So yeah, I'll have to remember to not pop my radiators, well, to put my radiators away before I decouple or drop any of these engines or whatever. So yeah, these top ones, if they deploy, what do they look like? They're not in the way of anything, so we can stage these two. Whoops. On the ship. So I don't have any solar panels to toggle or anything, so yeah. So we have our CS, we have pretty much everything. Could add some command. Make sure we get to actually move if ever we need to use our RCS. And I guess I could add some more tanks somewheres. What if I that might prevent our ship from releasing the tanks. Let's see, if I put these here, then I can use them to line up my fuel line. There you go. So, hopefully, the ship is getting more intricate, but hopefully it will launch and not flip on us like so many ships before it. So now we need to get this big mother into space, which with the current engine technology I have is going to be hard. Okay, so two tanks plus that little engine to push all of that. This is gonna be a hard launch. Really hard launch. But if we made things easy, wouldn't be interesting, I guess. Now, can I double up these engines? Do I have the parts to do that? Nope, I don't. Or do I? Clearly, I cannot cheat it, so I'm just going to spam the solid boosters to try and get some lift, as much lift as possible. Okay. just gonna start off with 4. Now, if I do my pattern like so, I guess I could still add fins. 6. I definitely want to put fins on this guy. Okay, aerodynamics. So I got 6 solid boosters and 6 fins at the bottom, which I'm hoping is going to be enough to prevent it from flipping, because this top stage is, well, top stage is something. It's big. Now I'm just going to strap these so they're not waving and everything around. Looks good. Strap the bottom. That also looks, it's a little bit off. There we go. Bah, it's worse. Okay, that works. Okay, so we got this. Those stages are strapped. I guess we could strap these top stages to make sure they don't flutter anywhere, since they do have an engine on them. The way I look at these, they're basically extra boosters to compensate for the weight of everything. Once we get rid of this and it actually pulls off its mission, we won't need these big engines no more. But we'll still need fuel. And if ever there's still fuel in this and there's room in the big part, well, I still got the other tanks to store some more. Should I strap the bottom of these? I think I am going to strap them, just in case. Oh. Strapped itself to its own engine. There we go. Okay, nothing's obstructed. Yes, these little ones. Yeah, these little ones don't need to be strapped. I needed science on this lander module. But I don't want too much science, I want just enough. Could I fit one of these? Yeah, the crossfeed force. I want to turn this down so I don't want it ejecting like crazy off the ship. So we got 2 mysterious goo, and I guess we could go with some thermometers. We need to unlock more science. And some air pressure. So all our science is stored on the roof of our lander. If we have enough fuel, we might be able to milk a few missions out of this lander before we try and return everyone back home. So I'm going to be tying off the bottom here and the engines on this side. Now, with a big intricate ship like this, we definitely want to check our staging. Because up here, we're hitting into an issue. Once we fire that engine, fire that stage, but we fire everything else. Just want that. And then we want another stage for these engines. And the engine that's all alone. This one. So we got 5 engines firing there, and we got these 2 up here. But I'm pretty sure the rest of this staging will be able to figure it out once we're actually in orbit. So yeah, I'm going to attempt this one. If it doesn't go to plan and I'm having too many issues launching it, it's probably gonna go to another episode. I'm gonna take Jeb, Bill. We still don't have our scientist back since he's on that station mission. We're going to bring Valentina. Yeah, Valentina. Because if we bring any more Kerbal, we're gonna end up with some stuck in the lander can and we won't be able to bring him back with the pod. So, yeah, big money MK7. All this just to plant a flag. The launch pad is full of debris. Abort the launch. Let's go check out our launch pad. What's going on? Probably the legs left. Oh no, it's from our last experiment. Okay, so we're basically ready to launch. Just gonna check our crew once again. Everyone's inside the command pod. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be difficult to abort if we need to. So let's see if we couldn't fix up an abort stage if ever we need to. We need to detach this coupler and that coupler, these 2. So once these engines fire off, here I'm gonna create a stage for emergency only. I'm going to lower it down to here. So once we fire off these engines, if we get a malfunction or something, or even before that, we can detach the capsule and keep every other pieces attached to it. Recover our astronauts. Okay. So let's get a target. I'm pretty sure I'd be better off to get a traditional orbit with this one. I'm pretty sure that's gonna cost me a lot more speed. So I'm just gonna go straight pipe for it. Okay. Min-miss is our target. We don't have the vector in sight. Well, on the nav ball, yeah. I think it's pulling up. No, that's that's the anti-target vector. There's our target vector. So right there seems good enough. So let's test this ship out. I'm gonna throttle to 3/4. Well, no, I'm gonna throttle up to maximum for this one and just see what happens. We got an abort protocol set up, so abort drill. Haven't tested it out, but got a pretty good idea of how to ditch the ship if something was to go wrong. So far so good, but I'm not getting that much speed off these first engines. And the ship does seem to want to tilt towards one direction. Turned on the lights. But so far so good. Didn't get the kind of delta V that I would have liked. Okay, we had an explosion there. The engines hit together. Wasn't moving fast enough. Okay. We're losing a lot of delta V. And fast, and our prograde vector is like wanting to get away from us. So we might be too heavy for this ship. So yeah, I'm just going to try and tilt this outwards so we don't hit the space center. I'm gonna try to actually push ourselves out. And we're going to be ditching this ship and adding more kickbacks to it. Because we just fell out of the sky, didn't get high enough for that first stage to really kick it. Probably should have throttled down before I did that. And we had a minor explosion. There goes our other stage. Probably gonna be bombing Space Center with a debris right there. And either the tracking station's going to bite it. Oh no, it's just the debris that's already at the platform. So clearly nothing survived except our astronauts. Yeah. But we managed to bail safely. We know our bailout procedure works. So we need more initial delta V. So I might remove one fuel tank from the bottom and add some more kickbacks to it. Okay, we recovered our astronauts. We might have gotten some experience from that bell. Clearly, no piece survived, and we're gonna retry it. Okay, there's our ship. So I got 3 tanks on this first stage. Woo. Wanna remove 1 tank. Then lower everything down. So right there, it should already be moving a lot faster initially. So yeah, I'm gonna try it like this. I think 1 fuel tank will do a ton of difference. If I go back to 8 kickbacks, I might need to remove. Whoops. Okay, I got ahead of myself there. Let's see if I'm quick enough. Can I recover this? Maybe. Seems stable enough. Wasn't full throttle off the start, so we lost a lot of delta V there. It's funny, I went a little bit quickly on this one there. I have a safe cover over my stage firing button, so I don't hit it by accident, but it was up, and I don't know what happened. I just stuck it, clicked on it by accident. But now we're still losing speed, but not as fast as last time. Still think I would have needed to put some more kickbacks on it. Yeah. Okay. Gonna do another launch abort. We're just wasting money here, but we're trying out new designs, new technology, new everything. Okay. Now, if I were to attach this piece by piece, yeah, this is kind of a mess. But we aborted the launch, and we'll try again. That lander stage just flipping wildly. So yeah, if this was my job in real life, I probably wouldn't be really that much good at it. I think that's obvious enough. So I already fired off my shoots. Hopefully I won't go too fast that they rip off. See if I can disarm some of them and refire them once I need them. Oh well, first part got out. Okay, we're safe. Okay. Coming back down. Oh! Is that all on the space center? Oh boy. Thought the ship was gonna go a little bit farther than that. Oops. Like basically right on the top. I'll be super amazed if nothing got destroyed. Okay. More kickbacks this time. I'll ditch the fins. Hopefully we won't start flipping. But since we got the command upgrade, it should theoretically go a lot better for us. Okay, we landed on top of the assembly building. Okay, next, done. So, let's go back here. Let's remove the fins. Let's just put on as many kickbacks as we can. So 8 is the maximum. So let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so let's not launch too fast. Let's get our target first. It's basically right on us. So now make this easier on myself. And wait for it to get to the other side. So trial and error. Now the fun part is we don't even know if that last stage is going to work. So now we get to find out. I'm going to throttle all the way up, and here we go. And yeah, we're moving somewhat faster. Somewhat, a lot faster. Now the big question is, will we flip? I'd like to believe that we won't, but that's not up to me to decide. And looks like we're starting to flip a little, so I'm gonna lock onto the prograde vector. Just make sure Jeb is taking over and holding us and pointing us in the right direction. And I done it now. And there goes those big boosters. And we're losing a lot less delta V now. We're still not in orbit yet, but it won't take long. And we might have actually enough delta V to escape Kerbin's sphere of influence, let's say. We are still losing speed, but we're not high enough for that engine alone to push us. Soon will be. There we go. Rate at which the speed is dropping is diminishing. And there goes our next stage. And now I'll be able to move this one up and worry about it later. Still losing speed. If I move closer to prograde vector, that should slow down. Eventually, we should start gaining more speed. So these first parts were just to get our ship up there. Once this stage burns, the rest of it should be able to finish the mission, hopefully. Damn, I just realized, no comms yet again. So, in the interest of saving time, and since I really want some comms, and I feel like I really fucked up big time, I'm going to return to the assembly building. And redo this. So, where could I put these? I could ditch them once I'm done with them. Guess here. I'm gonna put 2. Here. The ladder should be able to deploy over it. Shouldn't be in the way. That's a big shouldn't. Just so we get to report back what we actually did. It's going all kinds of weird. That's because I only got tree selected. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, since we have more shit to toggle. Going to put it on a different action group. That's about it. Oh yeah, one more set of these. Just on the ship. So that way, even if we ditch the other antennas, we can still have some comms. Okay, save launch. Okay, I promise this time I'm launching it and I'm following through. No more aborting, no more reverting, no more bullshit. Just doing this because I need to be somewhere else. Okay, I'm just going for it. So far so good. Through the atmosphere. Ship almost seems like if it wants to flip, locking it into a prograde vector. So it doesn't. I'm gonna be trying to ditch those engines as soon as they run out of fuel. Stage didn't want to go, I had a delay there, a little lag. Happy it didn't fire off the rest of the staging. Okay, I'm gonna mix the engine with the stage, so as soon as the other stage burns out, this one will fire the engine as soon as it releases. Less time waiting. Might get an explosion though. And we didn't, but we ditched the other stage. So yeah. In about 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to have to end this live stream. But I will save it. I'll put the ship in orbit, save it, and do second part to conclude the mission. We're still losing a bunch of Delta V. Oh, now we're gaining some. That last stage will decide what happens. But I got a good feeling about that last stage. Maybe not that good of a feeling. This ship might be doomed. Or I might be able to get it with a standard approach, like do a circular orbit and then ride it out. Because I did waste a lot of Delta V there. And doesn't seem like it's gonna cut the mustard. I'm wasting way too much fuel to actually go anywhere else. So I'm gonna revert this flight to the launch and I'm gonna try a different approach. I'm gonna try and launch it the old-fashioned way and then get my approach with a maneuver node. So I'm just going to fly it manually for now. Try and save more fuel, more efficiency, more everything. I might be doomed from the start. We're gonna find out. I think I'm pushing it too much for the type of engines and everything that I have. Now I am responsible for that turn. I am trying to compensate. I'm going to lock into prograde. Hopefully we'll get to keep a lot more Delta V this way than the other way. So we are getting a wibble wobble from the gimbal, so oh, that's the thrust limiter. I want the gimbal limiter. Okay, sorry about that noise, not sure what that was. Came from outside. But now we are gaining a lot more Delta V and we lost a lot less than trying to go straight up vertically at it. So we did change our approach. use our other stage. We're flying a lot more efficiently now. And we should be pushing our orbit upwards. Now we should be pushing it outwards. And we're clearly not going fast enough, so I'm gonna pitch the nose up a little bit. That this thing can catch up. I'm gonna keep an eye on here because we're dropping down again. Hopefully we won't burn off any instrument or nothing. Trying to accelerate. This will clearly not catch up to us. See if we can't force that prograde vector over the orange line. We're still losing a lot of altitude. Okay, I might have forced these turns too early. Way too early. That's operator error. Might just get toasty inside this ship. I just hope that we don't burn off any of the crucial instruments. But yeah, I did lose a lot of delta V, so yeah, I'm reverting the launch. To the launch, I'm going to try it one last time, and then I'm going to call it quits and probably think of another design or store this rocket for once I have bigger engines and I'm able to lift heavier. I'm gonna try something, give it a little kink right off the start, just lock it there. I'm not all the way in. That's gonna come back to haunt me. There's the atmosphere hitting us. Lock into the prograde. If I let it go along all on its own, it should do its thing. So now the ship should be turning all on its own, following the prograde vector. have to limit the gimbal so we don't get too much weeble wobble. Now, if we keep an eye on here, yeah, we're already going higher than our last attempt. So, just a series of bad launch. Ship is more than capable. It's just the pilot that sucks. I guess I should be a little bit more positive. I am going to pull it off eventually. Okay, so hopefully this stage, yeah, we're really pushing it outwards now. So, okay. This feels a lot better than the last go. I'm just going to lock it here because I wanted to push the AP out. I don't want that yellow circle to go out too quickly. We're not fast enough yet. Okay, I'm just gonna lock with the probe right and see what happens. Because now we are getting our speed, but we're still going to be going back down towards Kerbin. Which we don't really want to happen, so yeah. I'm just about gonna be ready to give up on this ship. Might be a little bit too big for what it is. Mission is ambitious, but I don't think we have the proper first stage engine to lift it up. So yeah, we're just gonna crash at this point. Maybe not. Oh yeah, still another bad launch. So yeah, I'm calling this a failure. So I'm going to be ending the live stream here and probably gonna be storing this ship till I get a better first stage engine, probably the main cell because the skipper ain't cutting it. So thanks for watching and drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see some more. And yeah, thanks. Bye.